What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Crash Play Gaming, and I am again playing some more Duraludon VMAX. Let me know if you're tired of seeing Duraludon, but this list is actually pretty good, especially when rotation comes, when you're losing Zacian. Get to use Arceus instead, which I think is a much better partner for this kind of deck. Powers up Duraludon in one turn, and I will tell you, I have been playing the tournament mode on PTCGO, and I am undefeated in tournament mode with that deck, and I've played like 6 or 7 tournaments. It's insane. Though on the ladder, it's a little bit trickier because a lot more people are playing, those rogue decks and decks that don't use special energies as much. But I love it. I mean, this deck, who knows? It can win tournaments. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, let's get into the question of the day. Welcome back to another Pokemon question of the day, and we got some great news for Tommy Batu. You have answered 3 questions correctly before anybody else, and you are the winner. You should have received your prizes as of the recording of this video, so congratulations to you. Keep it up, and everybody else, you got to catch up. He answered them 3 in a row, I think, and nobody else was able to step up to the plate. So yeah, let's go over last video's question real quick. This flying type Pokemon has a really long, large beak, and it's mostly covered in brown feathers. Its wings are also pretty large, which allows Pokemon to fly all day. Who is this Pokemon? And if you were like Tommy here, you went ahead and guessed Fearow. Fearow is the correct answer. This Pokemon has brown feathers, really large beak, as you can see, and it can fly for a really, really long time, which is awesome to me. And now, for this video's question, we have a pretty simple one. Who was the first flying steel-type Pokemon? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comments section down below. The points have reset, so the first person to get 3 questions correctly, be the first one to answer them, will win the prizes. And I give out those prizes on PTCGO, so go ahead and go for it. And let's go ahead and get to the deck list. Well, here he is again, folks. Duraludon VMAX. We're just going to quickly go over him because I've had a lot of videos on Duraludon VMAX. Don't blame me, it's one of my favorite Pokemon. Anyways, Skyscraper ability, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have special energies, which is great. Makes this matchup, makes the Mew matchup and all the other decks that use special energies, Gengar is all this. Pretty easy matchup for us. And then we have an attack for 220. Goes through any abilities, anything on the Pokemon, and they get smacked for 220. And we are pairing Duraludon today with Arceus VSTAR, the Trinity Nova attack for 200 damage, costs 3 colorless energies. We charge up a Duraludon in one turn. It's insane. It's perfect. I love it. Plus, we get the access to Starbirth ability, which lets us get any 2 cards from our deck into our hand on the same turn, which is awesome. And let's go ahead and talk about Arceus V here, because in the case we're going second and we get a double turbo energy, we can use Trinity Charge, which does the same thing by attaching basic energies to our Pokemon V. It just doesn't do any damage, which is okay because we still get the Duraludon powered up, which is great. And then we have another supporter in here called Single Strike Style Mustard. We can play this card when it's the last card in our hand, and we can put a Single Strike Pokemon from our deck onto our bench. And then we draw 5 cards. This means we can get a Duraludon VMAX without having to evolve as early as turn 2 onto our bench. And then we get to draw 5 cards. Reminiscent of the old Team Magma, Team Aqua stuff. And then we got, of course, the double turbo energy to help Arceus be able to attack. 1 Choice Belt, because honestly, we don't really need this. This is in the deck in the cases where you're going up against Pokemon V in the active, and your Arceus V-Star is capable of knocking it out, which is good. That's why we play this. We play a couple copies of Big Charm, and I'm almost tempted to put in a 3rd Big Charm, just because sometimes when you're playing Mew especially, you need to Big Charm your active Pokemon or else you're going to get knocked out on that turn 1, which you don't want. Otherwise, this goes in our Duraludons and just makes them beefier. And then we're playing 4 copies of Collapsed Stadium. I would like to play Paths to the Peak, but then again, we can't because Duraludon's ability. But this helps us in certain matchups where our opponent relies on having a full bench, like Mew, like Gengar VMAX. So this helps slow them down just a little bit, and also it's a stadium to help not get Paths to the Peak ourselves. And the rest of the deck is pretty much, that's it. You know, we have 1 Evo Incense just in case we need it. A couple of Pokégears. Might want to bump that number up. You could get rid of the Evo Incense if you want. If you are playing for Ultra Ball, put 3 Pokégears. Sometimes we're playing a 4-4 line of Research and Marnie, so it is a low count. 4 Boss's Orders, because sometimes it's just easy to boss, and win. 2 switches and 1 Escape Rope here just to switch between our actives and stuff. And yeah, that's it. Let's get into the matches. Oh, we're going up against the Lucario deck. This should be good. And we get to go first, which is nice. Let's go ahead and attach the double turbo. That'll be okay. We can quick ball away this Pokégear, get ourselves a Duraludon down, and go from there. Unfortunately, Arceus is weak to Lucario, but our main attackers will be the Duraludons after Arceus goes down, so we should be a-okay with this. I really do enjoy this deck. I love Duraludon, and I get to play with Arceus now. I like it. I like Arceus as a better pair than Zacian. We will be losing Zacian soon, so Arceus is nice because it powers you up in one turn. It's great. Ooh, you're gonna boss my Duraludon. Mean, bro. We top deck the V-Star. That's busted. Let's go ahead and use the research. Maybe we'll get a switch off of this. We do get an escape rope, so we'll probably just take out a Badoo. I could just Trinity use the. I could just Starbirth for the switch so I can take out a Riolu. Yeah, because we're gonna lose it at some point. So let's get a VMAX and let's get a switch. We have a quick ball to get out another Duraludon, which is good. So I like that. We'll go ahead and get rid of the research. Grab another Duraludon. Play that dude down. Evolve. Switch into our Arceus here, and we'll take a knockout. And we will have... Uh-oh, we're missing a fighting energy. That one is prized. So we will have one Duraludon VMAX powered up. And we can start building up the other one on the bench. Though we have to be careful with our energies because we are missing one fighting energy. So I think a Marnie next turn is what's going to happen. We got a medal we can attach to the Duraludon V. Escape Rope if they decide to do a little boss play again, but it doesn't look like our opponent's going to be able to do too much with their large hand. They didn't play a supporter, did they? They did play a boss. Can they get a Lucario? Who knows? We'll see. I wish I was playing up against a little, I guess, a V matchup that was playing special energies, because then, you know, Duraludon does its thing against special energies, and it's great, and we love it. They get a Lucario, and they should be able to take a knockout on this Arceus. If I remember correctly, you're doing 132.60. So no, they need a Choice Belt. I believe they need a Choice Belt to take a knockout on the Arceus. If they don't, I think that puts them a little behind. Because I'm definitely going to Marnie. And if Arceus can take out another Lucario, that's great. There they go. They had an energy attachment. Now they'll be able to take a knockout. But the good thing is they don't have another Lucario to come up and attack me with. So hopefully when I Marnie them, they will be stuck. I can get into a boss's order so I can start knocking out the bench there. So let's attach this energy. Let's go ahead and Marnie. Put that hand down. Hopefully it messes them up a little bit. We'll see. Got another Marnie. Let's go ahead and throw this Pokégear. I want to see if I can get a research. A boss's orders is good for next turn. I actually don't mind that. We will pulverize this Lucario. Get out of here. And next turn we can boss up their Riolu if they only play one. Big Charm is a good prize. We do want to unprize our other fighting energy though. There's one Riolu. Do they have another? Actually, if they attach an energy to one of them, that's the one I want to hit. So I'll pay attention to that Raihan, okay. So I will be going for that Riolu for sure. Don't want to get hit with these Lucarios. I gotta take 6 knockouts, which makes this a little tough. They gotta go through 2 Duraludon VMAXs now, hopefully. Though, I am missing some energy, so a Marnie play might also be beneficial, but, you know, want to get these Riolus. Gonna quick ball for another one, but the one with the energy is more... Oh, they don't have one. Must be priced. The Riolu is a huge target. They get the barrel down, so they're gonna get 5 more cards in their hand. And I think that Marnie got them rolling, so maybe I shouldn't have Marnied them. That's okay. We still got a big old Duraludon. They only have one Riolu, so, you know, there's that. We also got to watch out for Moltres. I've seen Lucario Moltres decks around, and those are pretty sneakily good. Might have to do an updated Lucario video on that. We'll find out in the near future if I will do that or not. They are playing it. They have a dark energy on this barrel. I don't think I'm gonna... You can knock down the barrel? Why would you attach the energy here? I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because if they Riolu only takes fighting energies. It gives them a free retreat at some point. Okay. Our turn. Do we top deck an energy? We don't. We get a research, which is nice to see. But we're going to play the boss on the Riolu. And we're going to pulverize it. Make it harder for our opponent to get attacks off. That's the goal there. Let's get an energy. Quick ball. Okay. So 3 Riolus are in the discard. 1 Lucario. They might have 1 prize because that quick ball didn't get anything. Training cords. That helps us get a fighting energy and a metal energy. So thank you, opponent. I like that training cord. Attach an energy to a barrel. Are you going to try to attack with the tail smash? That's funny. Ultra Ball. I don't think they have another Riolu. 2 Cynthia's Ambitions. They get a Moltres. Do they have the dark energy though for that Moltres? I don't think so. If they don't play that Moltres down, I think I'd rather Marnie here. Just so they have to go search for it again. They're down 2 Ultra Balls, 1 Quick Ball. Maybe it doesn't matter. A Clara. That gets them their Riolus back. Good supporter. Couple energies. But I think we'll still be fine. They can't attack this turn. We're going to take a knockout on the barrel. That puts us down to 2 prizes. They cannot one-shot our VMAX with 360 HP. So I think our opponent here just needs to concede at this point. I don't see a way for them to win. Especially because they missed the attack this turn. Okay, let's use the training court. Let's get a fighting energy. Attach that to our Duraludon. Go ahead and get rid of that. Grab out that last Arceus. And we'll research the rest of this hand away. There's the metal energy. Choice Belt doesn't matter. We got our second VMAX. Let's go ahead and quick ball away the Choice Belt. See what we got. Couple stadiums. 2 more bosses in the deck. Okay. Another Big Charms there. Let's go ahead and replace because we don't need to use it anymore. And we can take and hook on the barrel. And then we unprize the fighting energy. No worries. We got a boss's orders for next turn too. So if they fail to power up this Riolu, which doesn't look like that'll be the case since they evolved into a Lucario, we will take a hit from the Lucario. And then we'll have to worry about the returning hit. So this one's going to hit us for 130. And then the next one can hit for 190, right? Yeah, 130, 190, 220 with the Choice Belt. If they Raihan to it, yeah, for 3 energies. Oh, they're Raihan doing this one. Okay. So, they Raihan to the bench. They do another Raihan, they can get 4 energies on there. Then they might be able to take a knockout, but at that point it's too late. They knock out 1 VMAX, we have another coming up. They Raihan, so we're going to keep our hand. Let's see if they play another card. If they don't play another card, I'm going to Marnie. Because they Raihan for a card. They didn't play another card. I'm going to Marnie. Okay, Marnie it is. You will attach the energy. We will Marnie. Since they didn't play that card they Raihan for. We get another Big Charm, which is nice, and a boss. Though at this point the boss doesn't matter. Pulverize! We got 1 prize to take, and they gotta go through 2 Duraludon VMAXs. One of them has 230 HP. And they get a whole new hand. Air Balloons, good. They'll at least get an attack. They're down 2 Raihans, though. There's no way for our opponent to take 4 prizes this turn. We are golden. We are just chilling, folks. We're just going to sit back and relax. Wait for our opponent to play the game. Do they even have an attack this turn? Oh, they can still barrel. They can still barrel, so no big deal. I do hope they can get a knockout though. That'd be pretty sick. I want to see a Lucario take down a Duraludon VMAX with 360 HP. There's an Ultra Ball. They're getting a Lucario at least. And they discard a Moltres and a Clara. Do they have the firepower? This would have been a good time to go Moltres too, because could they have gone Moltres? No, I mean they only had one Dark Energy in the discard, and their last card was an Ultra Ball, so no, they couldn't have. Alright, do they get the knockout with this Lucario? I don't think so, because they don't have a Choice Belt. If they had a Choice Belt, they still wouldn't have been able to do it. Sorry, Lucario, and they concede. Okay, there's a Sobble. Could be going up against anything here. And we have a decent start in our hand. Maybe this is a Dragapult deck? It is a Dragapult. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Alrighty. We don't have to worry about our Arceus getting knocked out turn 1, so attaching the middle energy is okay. Problem is, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Well, we do get a double turbo. Let's play the double turbo. Let's Marnie. Hopefully that messes our opponent up. They only have 4 cards. Who knows? Ultra Ball's cool. We'll hold it though for next turn. And we get a Trinity Charge off this turn. Power up our Duraludon on the bench. Next turn we have a VMAX if we want it. Next turn we have 2 VMAXs if we want it, to be honest. Though I could Ultra Ball for the V-Star in energy. I get down another Dragapult, level ball for a Drizzile. That'll get them whatever they need to attack next turn, most likely. Switching cards, scoop up net, something. We can retreat our Arceus. Depending on how much, if they do 160, that leaves us at 40 HP? No, 60 HP, which means they would have to get a Inteleon to knock out our Arceus V, which they're not going to get. So we can safely retreat to the bench if we wanted to. Oh no, there's another Drizzile. Question is, do they Marnie me as well? Ball Crystal goes for an energy, okay. Ah, they do Marnie me. Bummer. There goes my VMAX and V-Star, possibly. We'll see what we get off the Marnie. A whole lot of nothing. Do get a Marnie of our own though, which is nice. And then get another Sobble. We have to guarantee an attack next turn, so this will be a little tough. We need to either get the V-Star or the VMAX. Don't have a choice on the matter. That's Quick Ball's a nice to see. Get rid of that. We can get another Duraludon V on the bench at least. Let's go ahead and burn this Pokégear. Didn't get us a research, but there was a V-Star at the top. It's a little disheartening. Okay, we got V-Star and VMAX. And double turbo, which is nice. Cool. Alright, VMAX goes up. We put that on, we double turbo. Yeah, we Starbirth. That's going to grab us our other VMAX and a research, I think I want here. We can always get the big charms later. Let's do that. That'll be for next turn, and we can Trinity Nova, half hit into this Dragapult, and charge up our other Duraludon. And we should be set. Should be. They can't take a knockout on a V-Star unless they get a Choice Belt of their own, which is highly possible. They have Sobbles on the bench. They'll need to do that. That's for sure if they want to stay in this race. But they're only going to take 2 and we're going to take 3 prizes. Or they can get an Inteleon. Inteleon does put Arceus within knockout range. But the good thing is they can't switch into this other Dragapult and hit. That's the good thing. They are going for my VMAX though. So now they do need the choice belt. You see, I should just stick with what I'm saying and let it go. And I'm glad I played my Starbirth ability then, because they just played a path. Ooh. This might go for a Marnie. If I was my opponent, I would hit a Marnie because I Starbirth for 2 cards and didn't play it. Zigzagoon, eh? Zigzagoon's not going to be enough unless you have a scoop up net. You're still going for my VMAX. Okay, that's fair. Evolution Incense, okay, that's going to grab another Drizzile, I assume. Perfect. They need to knock out the Arceus VSTAR, and I totally believe they can do it. They grab a research, so we don't get Marnied. Scoop up nets, okay. Trying to get as much damage on my VMAX as they can. I'm going to send this one up to the active anyway. They have to 2-shot it. And they put a special energy on the one on the bench, which is great for us. Though they do have a path in play, but we play stadiums of our own. So we can bounce it. And they max Phantom. I think this was a mistake for our opponent. They needed to knock out this Arceus, because now I take a knockout on this Dragapult. Alright, we'll play that. We'll research. Missed on the big charms, but we did get our Collapsed Stadium, which is good. Okay, our opponent has to discard 1 Pokemon, probably the Zigzagoon, I'd imagine. Yep. Play this. Let's leave that one. Let's grab the V-Star. Go ahead and quick ball that away. I'm just thinning the deck out now because we don't need. Let's get the ugly Arceus down there. That's the pretty Arceus. Let's get that one out because we don't need these guys, so we can just start thinning. Seems good. We can use the Pokégear. Another research seems great to me. And let's Trinity Nova take a knockout and be on our way. Just gonna attach it to the active. Don't care. So now our opponent takes a knockout on our Arceus with their Inteleon. This Duraludon's really heavily damaged. But they need a path to the peak. So actually, I take back what I said about that being a misplay. They could have taken 2 prizes earlier. And then I would have taken a knockout with the Duraludon. I don't know. I don't know what the correct play would have been. It's interesting to think about, but it's okay. Regardless, they have to go through 2 Duraludon VMAXs. They're not going to do enough damage to this one. They're only going to do 70 this turn to it. And then 70 next turn. Oh no, Shady Dealing Inteleon does not do that. They haven't played a supporter yet. They could boss and choice belt this one. That is a possibility. Choice belt and path, okay. So we're gonna half hit this one. This one's already half hitted. It'd be nice to play this Collapsed Stadium and then get a research in plus Big Charms. Big Charms help. That 30 extra damage is great that they would have to do. We get Marnie. We lose our Collapsed Stadium, which is we only have 19 cards and we should have the other 2 in the deck somewhere. Get a research. Ultra Ball's good to see. We can thin these cards out. And a Max Phantom, alright. They got a lot of damage on board. We top deck a Collapsed Stadium, which is great. We Ultra Ball these away. Grab Arceus. Thin the deck some more. Research. Get some Big Charms, that would be good. Let's put the Big Charm on you. Let's play down the energy since we don't need it. And then we can pulverize. Half hit this Dragapult. We have boss in hand. And they can take a knockout on this one, but they can't do a double knockout, I don't think. 150, 130. Is there a way they can do 150 damage to the bench? They can do 70. They don't have another way to get another Inteleon. So I don't think our opponent's going to be able to do anything perfect for us. They need to bump the stadium anyways to hit into our active. We're good to go. I'm not worried at all. They can't even play down another Dragon Ball, which is funny because of the Collapsed Stadium. But they can bounce my Collapsed Stadium. I still have another one in my hand, even though it doesn't matter because once it's my turn, we win. The most they can do this turn to the bench is 90 damage, I believe. 20 from here, which they already did. 10 from a Zigzagoon. They only have one more Scoop Up Net, so 20 from a Zigzagoon. And then that's it. So 90 damage to the bench is the most they can do. It's not enough, mate. Quick ball, it's going for a Zigzagoon, I'd imagine. Another Dragon Bolt. I mean, they can try retreating. They can give us a Marnie with that Drizzle. It'd be a bummer. I still have a couple... I still have 3 Boss's Orders in the discard. I think I play 4, right? I don't remember. Here's a Marnie. So they're going to retreat into this one. They have to. And I have to get a boss. Ugh. Don't get a boss. But they don't get a knockout either. Let's go ahead and put the Big Charm on. We can research this away. They got lucky in Marning me. But I have another Collapsed Stadium. How many paths have I bounced? That's 3. They could have one more path. So next turn they could do 60 damage plus 50, 110, right? It's close. It's close. I'll be honest, it's pretty close here. Energy, don't need. Double turbo energy, don't need. So, if they Marnie me again, I'm still guaranteed a boss, but at this point, you have to take both knockouts. You got another path, okay. I do need the boss, because it'll end up in a draw if I don't, right? Those energies do 40 damage. So there's 20, down to 110. We get Marnied, we're guaranteed a boss anyway because there's one on the bottom deck and there's only 6 cards. So that's okay. There's the boss. Oh, we weren't guaranteed. We could have missed by 2. There's another Inteleon. They could have another Scoop Up Net. So now we're down to 90. They have a Scoop Up Net. They can do another 20. That's it. We're down to exactly 40. So here's the thing. If I hit into this Dragapult and knock it out, we tie. And then we go into sudden death, which I don't think most people have seen or know about. So that would be fun. But I don't want to. I'm here to win, right? So I'm just going to boss up this Inteleon and pulverize. Take the victory. That was a close game. Alright, we got an interesting start. I could single strike Mustard next turn, possibly. I don't think we're going to get knocked out this first turn, so we're going to attach that. We'll give the Big Charm to the Duraludon and pass the turn. We have Arceus VSTAR for next turn. We have Duraludon VMAX next turn. We could also play single strike Mustard if we want, depending on how many VMAXs we have in the deck. Hopefully we have all 3, so I can Ultra Ball this one away, so that I can use single strike style Mustard, which would be good because it's the whole reason it's in this deck is to get these Duraludons out. However, I don't think we're going up against a deck that plays special energies, which is funny, you know. Not playing Duraludon, I go against a bunch of decks with special energies. Play Duraludon, no special energies. Ever. Let's see, so I can Ultra Ball away these 2. We do have another VMAX in the deck, so this is perfect. Turn 2, 2 Duraludon VMAXs. Single strike style mustard. Let's get the other one onto the bench. Boom! And we missed the energy, but we can Starbirth for it, so we will. Let's go for, do we have a supporter? We have Marnie's. Perfect. Let's go for Big Charm Double Turbo. Double Turbo, Big Charm there. Trinity Nova, take a knockout. Quick and easy. And we will power up our Duraludons. We have all of our energies in our hand, I guess. Or we have some prized. That's okay. We have the medal in our hand. We unprized another medal. We can Marnie these energies back in, so if Arceus attacks again, we can attach to Duraludon, have them both powered up. Pretty quick, pretty simple. So that's how this deck is supposed to run. A-okay. Our opponent, on the other hand, has a Moltres. That might be able to attack this turn. If not, I'm going to boss up the Moltres. Take a knockout. Unless we get Marnie with this Drizzle coming. I feel a Marnie. I feel it. I can smell it. I can see it. I can guess it. Is it a Marnie? Ooh, I was wrong. It's a research. Okay. Okay, research. Did you throw away a Donphan and a Clara? I remember when Donphan back in the day was a good deck. I forget what it was. It's when we had like the special fighting energy that gave you 20 more damage, and the Donphan can do like an attack, a spinning attack where he hits and goes to the bench. I played that deck back in the old days of Pokemon. Not the old days, but just some old days. All right. So we get an energy attachment. We get to boss up this Moltres here because I feel like it. Or our opponent seems a little stuck. Let's boss up the Sobble. I like bossing up the Sobble. Trinity Nova. Sorry, opponent. You just left it there for me. Get another prize. There's our other metal energy. We can just Marnie this next turn and put those metal energies back in. I can Trinity Nova again. And put those on our Duraludon. And we'll be okay. Our opponent can see it, so I'll take it. As much as I wanted to get matches with special energies in there, it was just so difficult. Whenever I play PTCGO, I always get put on matchups that are not in my favor, apparently. But you did see me take out a Lucario deck. You did see me beat up on Dragapult. That match was pretty close. And yeah, I mean, beat a bunch of single prize decks that didn't even use special energy. So this goes to show that Duraludon doesn't just beat special energies, it beats normal decks too, which is great. And yeah, I like it. Check it out for yourself, and we'll see you next time on Crashblade Gaming.